Hi everyone, Andrew here from Keywords and Sheets, and this is just a quick tutorial of the new search results function that we've recently launched, and just some general use cases, how I've been using it until we launched it. So we're going to run through how to get sort of top ranking search results, how to get top ranking titles, and also how to get related searches into Sheets pretty easily across around 50 keywords. How you can run through some competitor analysis, sort of international analysis, very quickly in Sheets without having to use a rank tracking tool and export all of the data. You can do a lot of that in Sheets with this tool. It's worth saying all of the data that I'm going to use in these examples are cached. It is a bit slower in sort of real life, but it should give you a flavor of what it's about. So firstly, we'll just get some related keywords. Let's start and get some keywords. So we'll get it for sofa. Our location is in the UK. That's set by default. And our format, we just want to get the search volume in a column. And we also want to filter it by keywords that are less than 1,500. So let's get that data. So now we've got 1,000 keywords ranked by search volume that contain the word sofa. And now what we're going to do is use the new set of search results functions to get some top ranking results for these and top titles. Like I said, these have already been cached across 50 keywords, so they will run pretty quickly, but I'll show you as an example. So to get the top ranking results, all we have to do is put the ranking results function in. We'll select the first keyword. The country, again, is the UK by default, and the language is English by default, but you can change that. There's 69 countries and multiple languages as well. The num variable here is just how many ranking results you want to return. By default, it's 10. But let's say you just wanted the top ranking result. Let's just have that as 1. The featured snippet variable here, that is whether you want featured snippets as part of the sort of returned results. In this case, we do, so we'll select true here, and then the refresh parameter, we can select a cell that can change. It's useful to have a checkbox in here. We're going to make it an absolute variable, which means it's sort of fixed over rows. And what will happen is when we add that variable, if our functions time out, we can literally select this checkbox and it'll rerun the functions again. And I'll show you how that happens in practice as well. So let's get let's get the top ranking result, snug sofa, and we can now drag this across the 50 keywords that we mentioned. So now we should get the top ranking search result for each of these pretty quickly. And like I say, these are all cached, so they have run pretty quickly. But if we tend to see around 5 to 10% of our functions time out. But if you add the refresh parameter, you can go over to the checkbox. And if we unselect that, it reruns them again, and you should get rid of all of the errors pretty quickly. Awesome. So the good thing is, once you use one of the functions that are part of the search results functions, you can use all of the rest of them for the same keyword without using credits. And that's because we cache the search results. We save the search results in a cache for 7 hours. After 7 hours, they will rerun again and use credits. But before then, you can run a lot of analysis without using credits. So we've used 50 credits for each of these keywords. And now we can sort of rerun a lot of different functions for those keywords without using credits, which is really handy. So let's say we want to get the top ranking titles. We can put the ranking titles function in, and we'll get the keyword. Again, the country is the UK by default. Let's say we just want the number 1, the first rank. We want featured snippet included. We don't need the refresh variable here because all these results will be cached, which is cool. And again, we'll just drag these down to the top 50. Awesome. So now we've got the top ranking result. We've also now got the top ranking page title. So you can use that in sort of analysis to see which keywords you might want to include in if you wanted to rank for these different keywords and things. And we can also get the related searches as well, which are at the bottom of search results, which are a good indicator of what people are searching for next after the keyword. So let's get related searches. This one, countries UK by default, and we'll just get all of the related searches. So we just need to put the keyword in here, and if we just formatted that to wrap, we've got now all of those related keywords. We'll just click that again, and we can drag that down to the top 50. Awesome. And if you did want to sort of just dig into the search results a bit more, we do have a search results function, which was one of our first functions. We can just input one of these keywords here, and we'll get the top 100. Let's change that to a number. So you'll get the top 100 searches for these keywords, around about 98 returned for that one. And the good thing about this is you can sort of the trigger dig deep into different parts of the search result. So if we go into type, we can click summary, and this just gives you a summary of the search result. It's a pretty cool way to see the different aspects of the search result. So we know that we've got images, related searches, site links, videos. There's no related questions. We've got our top ranking result here. So what we might want to do after this is just dig into videos. So we can put videos. And we can see the title of the video, the source, the duration, and the date. And you can do this across all of the search features and search results. Good way to have really dig into the search result. Cool. So we've got some data here that can be reused. So let's say we wanted to run a competitor analysis if we're, say, IKEA. IKEA are quite a popular result here. So we can go over the competitor analysis tab. I've just took the ranking keywords from the related keywords and search results tab. And now we can get some ranking positions for each of the key players for these search results. So if we go to rankings, we can select the keyword, and then we can also add in a URL to check the ranking for. So in this case, we're just going to select IKEA. And we can drag this down to the top 50 again. Oh, I didn't add that as an absolute. Otherwise, it's going to break. Cool. Now this should get the rankings for IKEA in the UK for each of these each of these keywords. And we can do the same for Wayfair. Rankings, get the keyword, select Wayfair, make sure that's absolute. Let's pull that back down to top 50. We use the top 50 here. You can run around 50 search results concurrently. Google Sheets has a max of 30 search results running concurrently, and so it'll run 30 search results. It'll wait a bit, and then it'll run any other formulas. So we say a maximum of around 100 simultaneously, and that way you won't sort of get a load of timeout errors. And again, we can do this with Snug Sofa. And there's a few aspects to this function as well. So obviously you can change the country, which we'll run through, and you can also set featured snippet to true. It's set as false as its default. But what that means, if you select the featured snippet as true, it'll include that in the ranking calculation. So if you are featured in a featured snippet, you'll be rank 1. And then, once you've got all that data, you can just run some analysis on these. So we might want to get the average rank of IKEA, which is 19. We can pull that across for Wayfair and Snug Sofa. We might want to get the median rank to just compare with each other. You might want to count how many search results IKEA are in relative to Wayfair, relative to Snug Sofa. Getting these rankings quickly in Google Sheets makes it a ton easier to run this calculation really quickly. Okay, so that's our competitor analysis. But we could also run comparison of rankings over various different countries. So if we go into our international tab here, we've got the same keywords, but now we want to check rankings in the UK versus the US. And these will cost more credit. So the UK ones are already cached. So we've got 50 of those. But if we want to run 50 keywords in the US, they'll cost 50 credits to do that. But once we've got them, again, they'll be cached and we can run various calculations on those US search results too. So let's go ahead and look if I can spell rankings. You'll take here and here, the UK is by default, and let's also get the featured snippet as well. Drag that down to the top 50. Cool. So we've got our UK rankings. Let's see how that looks in the US. Same keyword, but this time, once we've added IKEA, we're going to put US as the country, English is the language. We're going to set featured snippet to true. And now we're going to get all of the US rankings as well. Cool. And then you can compare rankings. So in this case, across sort of English-speaking markets. So do we need a US subfolder? Or do we need a US country-coded top-level domain? Do we need a different strategy in the US to compete and to be comparable to how we rank in the UK? Or we might want to sort of translate these keywords. There's functions in Google Sheets to do that pretty easily, and we can run this ranking analysis across different markets like France and Spain, etc. So there's some of the use cases, but there's a ton more use cases for this. Essentially, Keywords and Sheets provides you with the building blocks to create your own internal tools. And we're going to do a lot more than this as well. This is just the start, really. So things that we're going to do, we probably create entity analysis on related searches and the top ranking titles. I'm going to create a load of different utility functions just to make that analysis a lot easier in Google Sheets. Things like weighted averages and stuff. They'll all be coming very shortly in Google Sheets among other functions. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this use case. If you've got any questions about Google Sheets, just reach out. And finally, I'll just sort of show you how you can get access to this. So if you go to keywordsandsheets.com, you can get a free trial. It's a 7-day free trial for $1. You get 500 credits, so 500 search results. And then to get the add-on, just go to the Workspace Marketplace, and you can just install it from there. If you just wanted to install the free add-on and not get a trial and things, there's a ton of free functions on there, and we're going to be sort of increasing them over time as well. Yeah, Thanks for tuning in.